What is going on with Real Madrid? Seriously, what has happened in this entire week? Like, it's crazy. Since 12th January to 18th January, which is today, uh, it has been absolute like roller coaster of emotions for a Real Madrid fan, if I have to be honest. First, we lose Super Cup final, which is a very close match, by the way. We could have won in the end, but our players decided not to shoot and act to, they were very bad at shooting. That's point number one. And we lost the match in a very close call. So it was but at the end of the day, Barcelona were better than us. We have to admit, because our team was absolutely trash. Great. And then, boom. I actually thought that maybe after this match, Perez will actually realize that, hey, we actually need signings. We actually need a center midfielder. We actually need a center back. But instead, he just sacked Xabi Alonso. I swear to God, when I got the news, like when I actually saw the news, I was like, is this real? Like, is this fake? But then it came from the official sources and even from the Real Madrid. It just made me feel like, what the fuck is Perez doing? Is he actually trying to destroy the club? Because you see, Xabi Alonso had a good season so far. He was only like in the second position. The team is only 4 points behind Barcelona. And Xabi had a good record. He only lost 6 matches as a Real Madrid manager in this entire season. And he won a lot and he drew a little, but still, it was a good performance nonetheless. Like, and they sacked him like he lost all the 26 matches. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. I know maybe Xabi Alonso sometimes his taxes, sometimes his substitutions doesn't make sense, and even I get frustrated on that. But other than that, do you really think these players are playing for Xabi Alonso? No, they're not. They're not playing for the club. They're not playing. They're not listening to the manager. They're playing lazy as fuck. They don't know when to shoot. They're just playing so lazy football. I don't even call that football. I mean, even Getafe plays better football than us, man. I'm not even kidding, to be honest. Because after this match, Xabi Alonso got sacked, and guess who got appointed? Arbeloa. I know Arbeloa is only going to stay till the summer, and then they were going to most probably bring some more other manager. And the reports say that Real Madrid are trying to go for Klopp, or Mourinho is like very impossible. Jose Mourinho is never going to come. I mean, if he comes, it would be great, but I don't think he's going to come. But who I think is definitely going to come, it might be Luis Enrique, possibility, but we will never know who they're going to appoint. I mean, at this point, Perez can do anything, man. I'm not sure. But I don't really trust him anymore because he had done some horrible decisions for this club. And it's not looking good for Real Madrid fans. I mean, us. And they played Albacete against Real Madrid. And this match, I have no words for this match. Let me remind you, Real Madrid never lost to Albacete. Never in their entire life. Even in the times when Real Madrid had worse players and worse season, they still never lost to Albacete. But guess what? We lost 3-2 to Albacete with Valverde, Guler. Okay, I'm sorry, Guler. I'm sorry for including you in this, but I think Guler had a mediocre performance, but still, he's young, man. But look at the seniors, Valverde, Vini Jr. Against the bum-ass team. And he played like shit. I don't even know why he has 7.0 rating here. When I was watching the match, I was absolutely furious at his performance, because how can you play like that despite being a world-class player? How? You cannot convince me that Vini Jr. is in the same form anymore. He is not. He is playing worse. He is at its absolute worst performance in his entire career. And I'm not even kidding. Vini Jr. actually needs to step up, but his ego is way too high. First, I do get the fact that he got upset, after getting subbed off in El Clasico, but he should have respected the manager decision. But no, he actually cried and went to Perez. And then ever since then, he had a bad relationship with Xabi Alonso. He never trained well. He never listened. He never did anything what coach wanted him to do. And then, since the Perez backed Vini Jr. instead of Xabi Alonso, the players had more authority on the field. So they did whatever the fuck they wanted. And Xabi Alonso had no option but to go on flow with it. But then he realized that this team is unsavable because these people's ego are way too high. And it was absolutely hard to see this performance, man. Mastantuono was really bad. Garcia was good. Vini Jr. horrible. I don't give a fuck. If you think he played good this match, you need to reevaluate your decisions and really need to rethink about your life, because you really do not know football if you think Vinny Jr. played really good against these guys. Valverde, absolute horrible. This guy is probably only fit for the right back, because ever since he comes to the midfield, he's just not that good anymore on the midfield anymore. Hoyson, horrible, but he's still young. But it can only be a super sub. This is why we need a good centre back, a world-class centre back who can actually do well in our team. Fran Garcia, I don't even know why this bum is even in my club, man. This guy needs to be sold ASAP. I don't want to see this man playing football with Real Madrid match. It's ridiculous, man. This was the most insulting performance from Real Madrid, and of course the fans are not going to like it, especially on the Bernabeu. And that's what exactly happened in Levante. So this match, which happened yesterday, because this video is being recorded on 18th January, and this happened on 17th January in my time. And in the first half, Real Madrid didn't even fucking move. I was so furious. And of course, the fans were booing, and as they should be. Because of course, like, these players are absolutely not playing for the badge. They're just getting enough money. They're not training well. They're not fucking... There's no passion in these players as a Real Madrid player, man. It seriously made me feel so disappointed that people are actually defending these players. Like, it's not like I hate them too. I just want them to be better. And for that, you can take this as a hate, whatever. I don't give a shit. I want my players to play like they're playing for Real Madrid, not like they're playing for fucking Getafe. And of course, first half, it was nothing but boos and all that, and the performance were absolute mediocre, even from Vinny Jr., bro. It was absolutely horrible. Bellingham played bad, Tchouaméni played bad, Camavinga was absolutely horrible. It was really a hard watch for me to see Camavinga play at that. Valverde, right back, he did well. See, you know, put this man just at the right back, because that's where he is playing at his best. Carreras were okay, Hoyson bad, Asensio played really well. Courtois, of course, he's the GOAT. I mean, come on. Vinny Jr., yeah, another mediocre performance, I have to say. Maybe he just dribbled, that's it. Other than that, he absolutely did nothing. I have to be honest. And in the whole first half, players were booing like this, like, look. This kind of booing is probably my first time in my life hearing this loud. Imagine if you were in the actual crowd, how loud it would be. It's absolutely crazy. This is like a fucking lesson to these players, and I actually thought maybe this will tell them, maybe this will teach them that they actually need to lock in and play for the club, because this club has high standards. This is not a regular club that you're planning to play for just because you earn good amount of money from it. You actually have to perform as a Real Madrid player, or obviously fans are not going to like it. And for some fucking reason, I get that he got booed a lot, but it was kind of deserved. He didn't even like... He didn't even say farewell to Xabi Alonso, because obviously he had some bad relationship with him. And, you know, the later sources even confirmed that he's even said that he will not even think about renewing the contract as long as Xabi Alonso is his coach. That's ridiculous, man. And despite the fact, Perez still backed Vinicius Jr., not Xabi Alonso. And that's where Xabi Alonso lost the authority and players had the full dominance authority. And that's why they didn't follow any tactics. They played like shit. This is why the club is fucking going down. Because in this club, the players are more important than the coaches. The players are more important than the fucking club itself. Perez is just so fucking idiot at this point, man. Because how can you fucking see all the signs that even the fans can recognize, and then you just decide that it's just not the player's fault anymore? And after they lost to Albacete, somehow Perez, I mean, the sources state that, you know, Real Madrid, I don't know, the Perez or whatever, who went to tell them that, oh, you guys actually need to perform. Like, you know, there's no Xabi Alonso to blame, so this loss will be on you. Like, wow, okay, finally, you had to realize after losing to Albacete, when Xabi Alonso has been telling you since so long that these players are not listening and we need signings. No. It was a hard watch. And even after the match ended, I actually thought Vinny Jr. is going to stay back and still respect what the audience has said for him. I know it really hurts him, but come on, bro. You're not a kid. You're a fucking grown-ass man. If you're not performing for the badge, you have been not performing really well since so long. You have to step up. You're one of the captains of Real Madrid. It's not like you're just a regular player there. You're one of the captains for Real Madrid, considered one of the best there. And for that, you actually need to fight for the spot. You cannot use the excuse of winning the Champions League 2 to 3 fucking years ago and keep using it while you're playing like shit. And the fans who defend him because they're like, oh, Vinny has done a lot for us. Don't say anything bad about him. If you're not going to encourage him, what's the fucking point? He's not going to perform. At least these results are going to keep him a reality check and make sure that, hey, I actually need to lock in or just leave the club. Simple. And instead of staying back, Ronaldo, I'm telling you, Ronaldo stayed back. Even though he scored a fucking hat-trick, he still stayed back and applauded the fans and waited for them to boo him, and he just accepted it. But Vinny Jr., he just went to the locker room. He didn't even wait. Bellingham, on the other hand, even he got a lot of boos, but still he stayed back and applauded the fans. But Vinny Jr., he just got hurt and he just went back. He's not a kid too, man. He's 25 or 26 years old. He's a grown-ass man. He really needs to fucking keep his emotions on his check. But he really needs to keep his emotions on check, man. This is not going to work if he is like this. He really needs to lower his ego down and up his gameplay more, and then the fans will start to respect him again, and then he will regain the Vinny Jr. He do not need to be Ronaldo. I don't know why he tries to be Ronaldo or any other player, man. He is Vinny Jr. All you have to do is just be and play like Vinicius Jr. You don't have to think of yourself like Ronaldo or any other player. He thinks of himself in that way, but he is not. And it's okay. He is Vinicius Jr. and he can be Vinicius Jr. But right now, he is not the Vinicius Jr. that we know. And until and unless he lowers his ego down and actually performs and listens to the manager, then only he will be back. And I don't know when this reality check will hit him. It's either the reality check hits him or he's out of the club. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. This contract are still in negotiations. We just really have to wait for see. And for Alvaro Arbeloa, I have to say, this guy pissed me off more than the players itself. How can you lose to Albacete when Vinny Jr. had the worst performance in that match? And you still go oh my God, Vinny Jr., oh my God, I'm so proud of Vinny Jr., I'm so proud of this, that. Okay, let me actually go and find that. Because this is crazy. So this is what I'm talking about. Real Madrid thinks Xabi Alonso should have been sacked at the start of the December. Just because they lost to Albacete, somehow it's Xabi Alonso's fault. And they still didn't blame the players. You are just stupid, old man, at this point. Come on, man. And look at this. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Okay. The video quality should be high.
لو لعب ثاني من غير ما يبص
He gets the ball.
هتبقى صعبة جدا على ريال مدريد لو لعب وقت اضافي انطلاقه سريعه تصويبه لكن بيطلع على طول.
I don't even need to say anything on that. And once they lost at once they got knocked out by a second division 17 position team, Arbeloa said, we think about La Liga and Champions League, which are our great goals. Are you stupid? Are you genuinely stupid? And look, this is what I'm talking about. Vinicius Jr. today was positive considering everything he's been through. His desire to be here and play every minute, and his readiness is to carry the team on his shoulders. And yet he did not. All of that shows how much he is shining. This is the Vinicius Jr. we want to see. Some days will be better and others less brilliant. Brother, you do know that this man has been underperforming since 2 fucking seasons, right? We had a Vinicius who was a responsible leader. He was the leader in this fucking Albacete match. my God, bro. And somehow after the loss, right, he actually blamed himself. You know, for some reason I hated that, but also at the same time it kind of makes sense, but also at the same time it didn't, because you have to blame the players. I know you cannot just go outside and just tell the Spanish media that, oh my God, my players are shit. You cannot do that. But still, look, we always hear about the managers being the issue, but what about these players? Some sport analyst asked that, and sports analysts literally said what we fans actually feel. The level of effort by these players is something you can't even put into words. They play for Real Madrid. Where's the fight? Where's the passion? Exactly what I'm talking about. There is no fight. There is no passion. These are just bunch of spoiled kids, man. And Perez is just like babying them all the time, which is why the egos went way too high. If you actually put them in their place, the ego wouldn't be this high. So part of this mostly is Perez's fault, because he actually put players higher than the club itself. And this is where this guy lost my respect, because some other guys asked, like, you know, do you regret like leaving star players in Real Madrid? And he said, no, if I could do it again, I would use this team over 1,000 times. Valid. But then he said, tonight's team was a fantastic team that can beat any team in the world. And they just fail, and they still fail to beat Albacete. And of course, everyone is just like roasting him, and that's good. And bro said, it's moments like this that make the great team stand out in these moments. When they push through bad moments, they stay united. And I swear to God, when I heard this thing, even in the, like, you know, dub video or something, I just felt like, oh my God, this guy literally prepared ChatGPT's speech before the match, because he knew Real Madrid are going to lose. And he said, after the Vini Jr. horrible performance against Albacete, he said, this is the Vini I want. He took all the responsibility and tried to put the team on his back. I have no words. And this guy, I like, you know, I'm telling you guys, this guy is only put just to satisfy the players. It's so obvious this guy is not here to be Real Madrid manager. I have to be honest. This guy is solely put by Perez. This is actually all part of his Perez plan, if I have to be honest. I think this guy is not doing it out of his own actions. I think he's doing it intentionally, because that's what Perez wants him to do. He just wants him to baby and make this player feel better. Like a fucking therapy session, and stuff guy, this guy is like a fucking therapist, and they were like, stupid fucks, man. I'm pretty sure Perez just hired him and told him, hey, look, you're not going to be the Real Madrid manager for very long, but we want you to be 100% positive about the players no matter how they play. Even if they play like shit, glaze them, make them feel safe, make them feel better. I think that's what he is wanting to do, because maybe Perez think that maybe in this way, maybe the players can regain their performance, which is definitely not going to happen in this way. And they think that maybe by the time new manager comes, maybe they will be like, you know, more ready. That kind of makes sense, but still it's kind of ridiculous. And one more thing I hate, that he said they had an excellent behavior tonight and they tried their hardest to win. No, they didn't try the hardest to win. They just played like completely certified bums, and everyone in the entire world saw it. And this is kind of hard.
Vini Junior
This is kind of hard to watch, man. You get the ball.
87 دقيقة. فيني جونيور عايز يعدي.
And then you just like stop your pace for some reason.
عايز يفوت.
And you just give up. And you telling me that there's like a fight in that? There's no fight in that shit. He's just super tired, man. And then of course, after this, players will like boo and all that stuff. And look at this. Ronaldo scored a hat-trick in this game, by the way. And still, he stood there like a fucking man and took the boos, because he knew that to play for the fucking badge, you have to accept these moments. And look at what one fucking Vini did. Complain and leave the fucking stadium. And somehow people are defending it. Like, I don't know why people are so fucking snowflakes nowadays, man. Like, you gotta be kidding me. You're playing for Real Madrid. You're not playing for fucking Getafe. GG, man. It was horrible. And then somehow in the second half of the Levante match, Arda Güler came up and he instantly made a difference. I'm sorry, Jude. You're never going to be the 10 for Real Madrid. Maybe you were before, but right now, Arda Güler is the only one who's really good at the number 10 position. And we keep having to play Arda Güler at the number 10 position. Jude Bellingham is only good at 8. He was 8 at Borussia Dortmund, and he can still be 8 at Real Madrid. And I feel like if he keeps staying at 8 position, he can slowly regain his form and he will play good. If he lowers his ego down and actually play for the fucking badge, just like you, Vinicius Jr. Even after all these boos, he didn't stay, and he didn't. He just left like a fucking crybaby, man. I'm not sure how many of you Vinny Jr. fans are going to attack me, but I want Vinny to be better. Either he becomes better or leaves the club for good. It's either two of them. And if you can't really accept the fact, I'm sorry, I have nothing to say to you. And then somehow, even after the Levante match, where, like, you know, because thanks to Arda Güler creating multiple chances for Real Madrid, and Mbappe, despite being not fit, still played really well. Garcia on the right wing is still, I don't understand, man. You can just play him to Mbappe. You can just make Mbappe play for like 45 minutes and take Mbappe off since he's already injured and use Garcia on the striker. That would have made much more sense, but of course, he's not the manager. He's just like a backup, you know. He's like a therapist for all these people, so it's okay, I guess. Mustan Tuon and Arda Güler, they did pretty well. Even though Mustan Tuon rating is kind of bad, in the match itself, he actually tried. And the difference between these young people and this like certified world-class players is that when Arda Güler and Mustan Tuona played really bad, they actually took responsibility for their actions. They knew they fucked up and they came prepared for it and they performed better. Take in Mustan Tuona, for example. Against Albacete, he didn't perform well. Against Levante, he did perform well. He took his responsibility. Arda Güler, same, he didn't perform well, and now he performed well. They took responsibility. But what about these players? Because they don't have egos, because they're not the world-class players that are getting paid like 500k to 600k or something, and then they don't have any right to have any ego. They just know that they're playing for the club, Real Madrid, and to play for the badge, they have to give their 100% performance and they have to fix their issues. And they did exactly that. And they played better. Vinny Jr., worse. Bellingham, bad. Camavinga, bad. Oh my God, these people are having no single passion. Even after their mistake, even after the horrible plays and mistakes, they still don't take responsibility. And when the players boo, you just go back to Perez, and Perez somehow tells you, hey, do not boo the players. If we want to boo, go do it outside the club. Like, are we really running a dictatorship at Real Madrid? Fans are not allowed to boo when they're upset. It's not like we only lost one match in a season where we are like booing for losing one match. We are losing multiple matches in a season. We are going trophyless. Of course, the fans are not going to be happy because the players are not playing for the fucking badge. They're just there to give a lazy football to the fans who literally... It's ridiculous. And the worst part out of everything, like seriously, the worst part out of everything is Real Madrid has informed the Grada de Animación, I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, fans that tomorrow after the game, the club will review the security cameras of the Bernabeu, and whoever is caught on the camera booing the team would be banned from the Grada. Whoever wants to boo can boo outside the stadium. Like, are you fucking kidding me? The fans cannot express their opinions anymore. The fans cannot express their dissatisfaction anymore. They just want us to be delusional and hope for the best. How the fuck is that gonna work? And there are even chants of like Perez resigning, and I completely agree with it. Perez is going way too far with this, man. And this is absolutely ridiculous. And if this indeed happens, then I genuinely request every Madrista who's living in Madrid, do not buy the fucking tickets if they do this shit. If they had done this shit and got someone banned from it, do not buy the tickets. Let the whole stadium be empty and watch them come after you like fucking rats, begging you to watch the match. Ultimately, stupid decisions, man. Xabi Alonso, sacking Xabi Alonso, then putting Arbeloa as a fucking therapist to these people, and then horrible after horrible performances, not actually trying to play football. They're just trying to play goofball. And I don't know how Real Madrid is going to do in the upcoming days, because this is not looking good. And I got nothing to say, man. I think I already said everything that I want to, and I really feel like Real Madrid are not going trophyless this season, and that's it. And when it comes to Vinny Jr., either he actually realizes everything as an adult and takes responsibility for his actions. These are all the actions of consequences, okay? You cannot laugh at the manager who got sacked and then expect all the good things to happen to you out of nowhere. You have to actually perform to be praised as a Real Madrid player. Either you step up as a man and perform for Real Madrid and stop living in the past and start living in the present and actually play for the badge, or you can leave and go anywhere in the Premier League or Saudi Arabia you want. It's honestly up to Vinicius Jr. and Perez. I don't know what they're going to do. But as a fans, I truly believe we all want these players to actually step up and play for the patch. We don't want to see lazy football. We want to see the football that Real Madrid plays, not this lazy, goofy ass football that we are actually seeing since so many days. So that's for the rant, and hopefully, other matches Real Madrid actually plays well. We'll see you next time.